What is up, besties? It's Lachey Tree L again, Hunty, and make sure you follow me on both Facebook and Instagram, Hunty. Okay, all right. I would love to follow you back every Sunday. If you follow me on Sunday, I follow you back. Okay, all right. Only on Sundays though. So every Sunday, I follow you back. What's up, babes? So today I'm going to be showing you exactly what stitches to use for the closures and the frontal, Hunty. Actually, this page is specifically for the frontal. But like I said, I'm going to be showing you the difference between the stitches that I do use. So for the closures, I use 1 stitch, which is the number 1 stitch, and I keep that on default. I don't change it. And then for the frontal, I use a number 8 stitch in the middle. But for the frontal on the ends, I do use a number 1 stitch, and I'm going to show you how that all comes together. So I'm going to show you a number 1 on the left side, a number 1 and a number 8 in the middle, and I'm going to show you a number 8 on the right side. So this is the number 8 stitch. I'm going to zoom in for you guys as well. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to a number 1 stitch, and I'm going to put this paper up under here. So what you want to do is, when you are using a straight stitch, the box is for the back stitching. That will help you learn to control how much space you need for a back stitch. I usually back stitch somewhere between a 1/2 inch or an inch. So I'm going to stitch through, and I'm not going to go over it more times, but when you're using cloth in the frontal, you do want to back stitch about 3 or 4 times. That means you need to go forward 3 times and you need to go back 3 times. That's what back stitch 3 times means. You need to go forward, backwards, and I'm going to go backwards. So this is my back stitch button right here, and I just click that, and then I can go backwards. Now me personally, I don't stop and go when I'm sewing, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to stop and go, just to show you how that is. And then I'm going to go all the way down, but I back stitch about 4 times. So I go front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go all the way down on this line. Now, if you'll notice on your sewing machine, you do have a middle indicator on here. Like on this one, I have a little V shape in the middle. So it's like a little arrow pointing to the middle of the presser foot. Some presser foots have like lines indented in them, engraved in them. So you want to find that middle guide and follow that all the way down the line. Go all the way down. There you go, Hunty. Then you want to go forward, backwards. You want to go forward again, backwards. Now on the end, I did choose to go forward and backwards more than once, but I didn't do it the recommended amount of times, just because this is, it's cardboard paper, but it's paper. So the more holes that you put in, that you're puncturing into this, then it will be messed up. But you can see how straight that line is. So the straight stitch is what I use on the closures, but I also use a straight stitch as well on the ends of the frontals to secure those frontals and make sure those frontals are nice and flat on the ends. So next, right here on the right, I'm going to switch to the number 8 stitch. And again, that's an overlock stitch. That's a lock stitch. I'm going to start it from start to finish. I'm not going to be able to back stitch because this number 8 does not have a back stitch. When you try to back stitch, it will basically like lock the stitch in about 3 times, and that's not cute. We need an actual lockdown on the ends of these frontals and closures because they do have elastic on them. So you don't want that elastic unraveling at any point in time of you wearing that wig or your client wearing that wig. Now I went fast through this number 8, but I did follow through the line the same way I told you the first time. You want the indicator to be in the middle. So this kind of looks like a actually it should be the exact same stitch that you should be doing by hand when you are hand sewing your frontals and closures. So exact same stitch we're doing by hand and on the computer. Make sure that frontal is 100% secure. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my number 1, because now in the middle I'm going to combine the both of them, and I'm going to show you how that looks. So I'm going to stitch, I'm going to back stitch, and I'm going to keep and I'm going to stitch forward, back stitch, forward. Let me show you exactly how that looks. So back stitch, forward, back stitch, forward. Okay, back stitch one more time, forward. Now I'm going to switch to my number 8. Sorry, wrong button. No, I'm going to switch to the number 8. And guys, I keep these number 1s and these number 8s on default. If you don't have a computerized machine, you just want to make sure that those coordinates of the length and the width are in the middle. And the length, I have them labeled. L is at the top, that's for the length of the stitch. W is at the bottom, that's for the width of the stitch. So now that I get down here to this bottom box, I'm going to straight stitch again. So just to do that, I'm going to switch back to my number 1 stitch, which is my straight stitch. Both number 1 and 00 are the exact same stitch. The only difference is that 00 is set off to the left side and the number 1 stitch is set off into the middle. I feel like it's a lot better for most people to use the one that's set off into the middle. So now you can see that I have the straight stitch on the ends, and then I have the number 8 stitch, and I use the number 8 stitch in the middle. Again, babes, this is for the frontal, hunty, okay? Now I'm gonna move on to the next part. All right, so next stencil, I drew out the curvature of a frontal, so I'm going to back stitch. I always start on the left side of the frontal because to me it's a lot easier. Plus the way, like I said, the way that number 8 stitch is set up, you're not able to start from the right side. The stitching will be backwards if you start from the right side. So if you start from the left side of the frontal and you just follow the curvature of the frontal, and normally with the frontal it won't be curved as you're putting it on there. Technically it will be, but it's more controlled versus this flat space that I have on this paper. So I'm just going to go through, I'm slowly guiding this through. This is the adequate speed that you want to be going. You don't want to be going faster than this when you're first starting out, because if you're going too fast you will mess up. You don't want to do it. You want it to be a nice controlled speed. So basically I would say to sort of kind of tap your sewing machine until you can get to a speed like this. But me, you see how fast I go? I will go very, very fast just because I've been doing this for a really, really long time. I can honestly say within about a month or 2, maybe even less, depending on how good you work, how well you pay attention to everything, you can honestly start going my speed within about a month or 2. Like I said, probably less. But thank you guys. Congratulations, you completed this video. Yeah, so this will be the first step in the unit for learning how to sew the frontals onto the adjustable caps. Okay, babes. Love you. See you in the next video. Bye. What is up, besties? It's Lachey Tree L again, hunty, and make sure you follow me on both Facebook and Instagram, hunty. Okay, all right. I would love to follow you back every Sunday. If you follow me on Sunday, I follow you back. Okay, all right. Only on Sundays though. So every Sunday I follow you back. So make sure you follow me on Sunday, honey. You don't be unfollow me and then follow me back. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But anyways, here's some more videos for you to watch. Make sure you subscribe. You want to become one of my besties. You can't be my bestie if you ain't subscribed, okay? So subscribe and be one of my besties, all right? Thank you. I love you guys. Bye.